Hello, everyone in the MindBody community. It's Kim Duramo. Welcome to MindBody TV. Today, I'm going to be sharing about clearing out your past and welcoming in your real life. This is something that will make sense to a lot of people, but I think it's really misunderstood, where we kind of try to set goals and attract what we want and not realizing if we just release everything we're holding that's not really resonant with who we are, we can easily welcome in and allow the flow toward us of everything that is resonating with us, that is fulfilling, that is a reflection of what our heart really desires. Like the manifestation can just flow in effortlessly. But that can only happen to the degree that we let go of everything that's not aligned with what our heart really desires and who we authentically are. So I'm going to share with you in this episode what that has to do with your body, with health, with wealth, with everything that you're experiencing and how to actually do this. So welcome everyone who's here live, and hello to everyone who is listening to the recording or to the podcast. Hello, Jessica and Randy, and for everyone else definitely tuning in, share, what this means to you or where you're listening from or watching from. Where are you at in the world? It's so exciting to have people all over the world when we do these broadcasts. So I want to talk a little bit about how we carry this energy. Like people will say a lot of times, oh, you got to let go of your baggage. And it's not just like the past stuff, like emotional. It's like, it can be beliefs, ideas, conclusions, as well as memories, like unfinished business or stuff that you kind of picked up from whoever knows where, that it really doesn't resonate for you. It's really not true for you. Maybe it's never been true for you, but that you don't even realize that you're carrying. So I'm going to assist you with releasing all of this today. Hello, Sharu, and I'm excited too. And hello, Heather. Randy says, as usual, exactly what I needed and what I'm ready for. Ha ha. Nothing else is working. So I'm ready to let the old stuff go. Well, I have a story of what happened along the lines of this for me just this morning. I went to yoga. I love this awesome hot yoga class that I go to. And I was really aware of a lot of heaviness that I've been feeling and just kind of wanted to squirm out of oh, what is this? How do I shake this off? And as I was in my yoga, and yoga is, you've got to meet what is arising. You're on your mat. There's nowhere to go. But sometimes even in the yoga, we're trying to escape. We're trying to do these poses or do this breath work and escape to feel better. And I started realizing as I was going through my practice, it was actually just getting worse, more intense, more intense, more intense. It was speeding up. So over just throughout 2019, there have been a lot of energies clearing for me, a lot of things releasing, a lot of intense things coming up. And it has been a more fluid experience. But sometimes I feel like the only thing that's helping me through this is the awareness of what is knowing that I'm in this massive, we're all in this massive transition and understanding what's happening. So I'm not trying to kind of figure it out or think there's something wrong with it. Nonetheless, it still got really, really intense today on the mat. And so I was aware of everything speeding up, going so fast, so fast. I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. My daughter's off this week and I want to make sure she has a great time. And I want to make sure I spend time with my little baby. And then all of the speeding up of was okay, it's not going to slow down. Because in my mind, it was when's it going to slow down? Am I going to lay down in bed at night and finally turn off? And it was no, you're on, you're on, you're on, you're on. There was no escape. And I thought of Sylvie Olivier, who's been one of my greatest mentors. And it was oh, a conversation with Sylvie. And it's no, I'm so aware, that is not, there's nothing else there for me that's going to be it would just be an escape. There's nothing there. I thought about Greg, who's my homeopath, and changed my life in so many ways. And it was no, there's nothing there for me. So it was so clear, don't go chirping down those avenues. Where do you really need to go? And it was the awareness, there is nowhere to go. And then I remembered oh, it's always that I am the one who invites in the light in my life, whether it's a Sylvie or a Greg and homeopathic, a support or whatever the amazing support is that I've had, this was like this schizophrenic escape moment. And it was like, there's no one else but you. It's me and me. And Kim, are you going to open to the light? And so in this super intense moment of like overwhelm and intensity and heaviness and like just this unavoidable, where is it going to go? It was like, oh, it's me and me. Well, I open to the space of light and let light come in, because as light comes in, all of this stuff releases and clears. Or as light comes in, the perfect homeopathic remedy that's here to assist my alignment comes in. Or as light comes in, as I welcome in the light, which is higher frequency, higher wisdom. A Sylvie will come in who's like, says exactly the right thing and is the embodiment of what I've been wanting to move toward and guides me. But all of those things or people are really only a reflection of how much I have surrendered to the light, how much I have welcomed in and invited in the light. So I let myself just see light coming in. I don't know, there was just a really profound moment of surrender, and it all released, like everything. And it was amazing, right? Because we don't want to be in that contraction. But for me, it was through not trying to escape it, willingly inviting it and remembering I am that which I'm looking for. I am the source, that everything released and dissipated. So hello, Rachel. Adina, hello. Teresa, Kathy, Nicole. This is what I needed today. So perfect. Actually, I was specifically thinking of Nicole because I know how much it's been so much like it's eluding me, it's eluding me, it's eluding me. What do I do? And as much as I am like so enthusiastic about assisting others, it's really only through embodying that myself. So it was like, what would I say to someone who's coming to me? What do I do? Where do I go? Why is it so heavy? This is exactly the embodiment I would invite them to. So it was one more opportunity to move through that myself and remember, I welcome myself into infinite light. I welcome myself into receiving infinite grace. I welcome myself into receiving the gift of total peace and ease in this moment. So I allowed that to happen. I don't know if I can explain it any better than what I'm explaining, but it allowed a total release. The rest of the class, I was in total peace, and it was beautiful. Adina, you have taught me so much about how to be sensitive to my resistance. It's helped so much. I was trying to apply good principles before, but not realizing that I'm forcing them. Yeah, and I would have felt like that for me too. Like, I've got to, move through this. Like, I was like, wow, I'm being really hard on myself. I've got to get myself out of the equation and receive. She says, I'm much more sensitive to what I need to release, and then the positive can come. I also love the idea of harmonizing with creation and life and allowing it rather than having to make it happen. Yeah, that was definitely what I stepped out of in that moment of being so conscious, because it's only through consciousness that we can make that choice. So being so conscious of everything I was feeling, and it was like, it's too fast. And it was a yoga flow class. So it's not like, sit in the stillness. And I'm like, it's too fast. It's too fast. How do I find the stillness? My life's going too fast. We're going to leave here. And then I'm going to be with my daughter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm always on. But it wasn't through going into stillness that I was going to find an escape. It was through being in the busy, being in the space that seemed like, no, I got to stop going. Life is not going to stop. Life actually is only going to speed up faster and faster and faster. So that was the moment I entered into this morning of like, I am willing to let go of the idea that there's an escape when life finally slows down, or, I'm going to find stillness in this yoga class and finally have peace. It's like, no, the peace isn't going to be in anything external. The peace is going to be in how I embody internally, how I embody what is happening and how I embody everything speeding up and being overwhelming and go, go, go. Am I going to run from it and try to escape, or am I going to enter it totally willingly and remember to welcome in the light? So I know it's super, super intense. Nicole, hi from Chicago. I hope you loved our city. I did. I love Chicago. I always love being in Chicago. We went to some theater, saw Hamilton. Was incredible, really powerful. I really identified with the character of Hamilton, who's a total visionary, but kind of before his time, maybe outspoken in a way that he didn't like so much, but he just kind of had to go with who he was. And kind of felt lonely at times, being like seeing things a certain way, knowing things a certain way, and not maybe really feeling heard. So I thought it was an amazing, really beautifully done musical. Sharu, I feel close, but the emotions I need to release keep shifting. So the shifting, like I said, it's going to be speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. Everything's going to be going fast, but you don't need to keep up with it. So when you embody presence to what is, you actually create the stillness. You create, because you're no longer resisting the fast, you let yourself just be still to the fast, or be present to the fast, or be like I was totally conscious of all the thoughts. And there really was nowhere to go. And I realized it's me and me. So I was willing to, the first principle I'll share is bringing in the light. So that is an embodiment. So the brain doesn't know the difference between the real and the imagined. And the brain communicates in metaphors. So, say you want abundance, money, wealth, opportunities. You've got to go into, what does that mean for you? Oh, it's freedom and ease and peace. So you could just see yourself like, floating on a beautiful sailboat and like, I'm at ease. I have all I could ever need. I'm in flow. I'm in abundance. That essence will communicate to your mind-body system what you're actually wanting to integrate, what you're ready to welcome in, what you're inviting. And so it doesn't mean, it's not like a literal thing. It's the essence of what it is, the energy of what it is. So when you invite in light or consciousness, that is wisdom. You could call it knowledge, but it's not mind knowledge or information. It's wisdom knowledge. The light equals knowledge. So if I truly embody wisdom of knowing all really is well, I have all that I could ever need. I have the awareness or the intelligence, the wisdom of I am an infinite being having a human experience, and I bump out of that limited perspective of, oh, I'm my body, I got to fix my body. I'm my life, I got to fix my life. We can become more conscious. So welcoming in light and letting light come through your body. You can just see it percolating down, coming through your head, through your throat. Breathe it in and let it come in. Now, when you connect with this intelligence or this wisdom, you can begin first to feel it. And this is what we're going to do in the Ignite program. For those of you who are coming in to join me, we start tomorrow. It's at drkimd.com/ignite, is connecting with that intelligence, that higher dimension. It's a higher frequency, and letting it come through the body. You can connect with this through, if you are religious or there's certain deities or beings that you connect with it through, great. Utilize that as a channel. If there's just a certain essence of feeling, a feeling of peace, a feeling of joy, it's all in the same frequency of what this light is. So you can connect with it any way you want. And then all of that inner knowing, I love and accept myself fully. The inner knowing, it all really is well. That's all contained in this higher frequency. So that is kind of like what that light embodies. It's a download of not just new information, it's a download of higher wisdom. Like on some level, you already know, you've just forgotten or covered it up. So letting in and welcoming in that light, that's really the first piece. I'm going to look over at some questions. And that is the sort of the equivalent of asking your angels for guidance, inviting in your guides. Yes, I will receive you. Inviting in your higher self. Yes, I choose to release these lower perspectives and welcome in a higher perspective. Like, you have free will and you've got to choose it. So on some level, you have to invite that. And it felt like a celestial release this morning, but I had to be the one to surrender to that. Like, wait a minute, I don't have to try to figure out or to do it right or whatever, or to feel better. I can just receive that it magically happens. And that's exactly what happened, because I remembered, wait, it's not about me. It's not about trying. It's not about struggle. It's about opening to receive something higher. So that's the first step. Rachel says, I seem to struggle with anger and resentment towards people or events in my past. I've moved through so much, and I do my hand on my heart, breath transmutation. But then at times when I'm still and quiet, it'll come back into my head and I start to ruminate again. I feel like I'm battling these thoughts and they keep returning. Do you just keep breathing through it all? Yes, and you can also, because it's really helpful to reframe that. All of these things that happened that you're fighting against, or that you happen that you think are wrong, or that happened and then this quote unquote bad outcome for me, it's really about beginning to receive them completely and willingly. So for example, here I am in this reality. And in this reality, maybe let's just think of something that happened that I maybe didn't like. Maybe there's an opportunity I didn't take and I'm like, dang, I should have done that. Or, if you oversleep and then you don't, you're like, oh, I'm so mad at myself. I should have woken up. Like, you're not accepting fully the reality that you're actually in. You can't go back and make that choice differently. You can't go back and have that experience happen differently. You can't go back and have woken up on time and made that meeting. You can only awaken in this moment. So here I am in this moment where I didn't make that meeting, where I quote unquote messed up that opportunity, where I said this thing I think I shouldn't have said. And the discord comes from wanting it to be a different reality, a reality where I didn't say that stupid thing, a reality where it went differently for me in the past, a reality where I did make that choice and it all worked out this different way. So it's like, you can't have that reality. It doesn't exist. You're not on that space. You're in this space. The only space you can embrace is where you are right now. So you've got to embrace this present, this moment, including the quote unquote past that seems to come along with it, right? So you had maybe a bad experience with your father and the way you were brought up, and now you've got all these scars and wounds. Well, you've got to actually embody, why is this the best thing that could possibly be? I'm alive right now with this pattern of who I am. So until I embrace that, not just, oh, fine, I guess I'll go with it, but actually begin to receive it, I can't allow all the gifts that can come from it. I can't allow something higher to happen. That's why people talk so much about forgiveness. But forgiveness isn't about, oh, you did this really bad thing to me, but I'm going to forgive you anyway. Forgiveness is about, there's this thing I thought was unwanted, but I'm willing to see that maybe this is perfect for all of us as is. Maybe there was a misunderstanding, a way of seeing it that didn't really serve me. I'm willing to embrace a higher perspective of all of this so I can truly receive it. Okay, so then there's not resentment, there's receiving. I'm willing to receive this moment exactly as it is. This moment where XYZ happened in the past. This moment where these things didn't happen. This moment where I did this thing I think I shouldn't have done. It's so painful when we don't receive the present because we're still trying to rectify the past. So that's another major piece is receiving. This is like number 2. So number 1 is welcoming in the light, and then receiving things as they are, which includes forgiveness, which includes acceptance. The only place we can fully receive our life is right here, right now. There will never be another moment. That's why there was such an awakening moment for me in yoga today. No, you're not going to wait until you slow down and you're not in this fast flow that we're doing. You're not going to wait until after class and then you take a break and you're not so hot. You're not going to wait until you go to bed tonight and then all the kids are in bed and you're finally tucked in and have stillness. You have to find the stillness in the fast. You have to find the stillness in this moment right now because it's too painful to live otherwise. Cassie says, hello from Columbus. It's been a crazy week. Monday, I had a flare-up of pain, which went away after a day. I caught a cold yesterday. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, oh, one thing after another. But when we live in the, oh, I'm just waiting to get a breath, it's never going to happen. The only time we can be present and awaken is now. And we are going to have to do it amidst the busy, and amidst the feeling like crap, and amidst the physical symptoms, and amidst maybe like I had this just emotional, mental, like my mind was just discord. Don't wait. It's not going to work for us to wait for something to shift. We are the change we've been seeking. We are the one. You're the one that you've been waiting for and searching for. So let it present to you now. Nicole, will you be doing the Ignite program again? Unlikely we will ever run that live again. So drkimd.com/ignite. Very unlikely ever run that live again. So thanks for asking, Nicole. But yeah, we're going to do this live tomorrow, and it's a month integration where I'll assist you with a much more profound integration of this. So whether you're in with me in the live program or not, just receive what we've got right here, because you don't have to start thinking, but I can't do it. And why do I have to do all these different things? Like, it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited to bring this work into the world, and just let yourself receive what feels fluid to you. Randy says, I noticed in the last month my jaw's clenching at night. It's gotten worse than ever. It's causing serious dental issues. And even though I'm aware of the importance of breathing, there's a strong resistance. I can feel that I'm on the edge of major things, ready to fall away and step into this expansion. But can there be parts of us that are so resistant to letting the old things fall away and die off? Because it feels like my jaw at night is trying so hard to hold on. Okay, so breathe. Because I know, Randy, you've been, to some degree, there's been this thread of, I'm almost there, I'm on the brink, I'm just about to. And so let that transmute as well. Let that be one of the things that you become conscious of. And just your consciousness is the light. So it will allow things to fall away. Let your body know, body, we really can receive this. It's okay to let this go. And at night before you go to bed, I love to do the crossover. So I cross my wrists over each other. I cross my ankles over each other. And then, and you could do it whatever way you like to do it. I like to do it like that and kind of scoop my hands through and then hold myself like that and take a few minutes and say, body, it's okay to let everything go. Right before you go to sleep, it's okay to let go of all the tension and stress. It's okay to let go of whatever's going on in my jaw and all this clenching. All really is well, and it's time for us to receive this now. And then you undo it and you switch sides. So you cross the opposite wrist and the opposite ankle, and you do the same thing again. I love you. It's okay to let all of this go. It's okay to let go of all the tension, whatever is going on in the jaw, whatever we're holding on to. It really is okay to fully and completely let go. Take a deep breath and let it go. And just relax. So certainly if you would like more, you're welcome to join the Ignite program, and I'll guide you through a lot more of that. It's at drkimd.com/ignite. Tanya, hello. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. Kim, this is so powerful. Thank you. Yes, this moment. Such an intense few weeks. It's good to hear all this. Yeah, and it's funny how, like, no matter how much we resource ourselves, we have to meet that moment where it's me and me. There is no guru out there. What I'm doing is to assist others in connecting with their inner guru, with the one in you, to say yes to the one in you, to let yourself know that you know. I had this one amazing person in my life who I really love, who wants to get pregnant. And I knew she's not, this round is not pregnant, but I also knew, like, I know she is becoming pregnant, having her child, going, healthy, beautiful child. And that's on her timeline. Like, that's right here. It's not right now in this 10 seconds. So, but I also knew she'd be really disappointed if the pregnancy test was negative. So I didn't really want to tell her ahead of time, but I also was just really even more affirmed when she said, hey, this is what happened and I'm not pregnant, that I was like, it's okay. It's not in this moment, but it's here for you. And sometimes, so she said she knew on some level. She's like, I know, I had that awareness. I knew, but when we let ourselves know what we know, that's when we really come into our own expansion. That's when we really step out of fear, because everyone's telling her, oh my God, you only had one egg that we could harvest, and all that, your body's getting older every minute. And there's like a lot of lower frequency beliefs and ideas that you could buy into and resonate there, even though what's possible for you is way higher. So that's why I wanted to call this session, Clear Out Your Past and Welcome in Your Real Life. This possibility is already here for you. The wealth, health, vitality, love, relationships, opportunities, it's already here. And it's a matter of, like, letting go of our fear so that we can receive it. When we're in fear, we literally cannot see what's right in front of us. We can't smell the food. We can't see the people, opportunities. We can't feel the love. So we'll actually experience it as if there is no love, as if I have no resource, as if life isn't on my side. And that'll be our reality, but it's totally a veil. It's a fabrication. Karen says, I still have things coming up around my teeth when I feel certain sensations. Yeah, it's still triggering a fear, fight or flight response in your amygdala, like when you feel certain things. And I know because I had this Invisalign realignment going on. And then when I take it out and I feel this new alignment, a new alignment in my teeth and the way they meet together, it's like new circuitry in the brain, but the familiar of where it was before has fallen away. And it's like, where is it? Where is it? I got to feel that again. It's like trying to ignite those old patterns in my brain. But if we can be at ease with this realignment and with what's falling away, knowing I am not my body, I am not my brain, I'm not this external life, I am an infinite being having a physical experience, then we anchor back into the essence. We anchor back into the higher self. And the realignment and readjustment with stuff falling away, new stuff coming in, can be more fluid. She says, I wonder what it is and if I'm causing more problems by continuing this process. Feel what arises. I feel what arises, but it's still coming up. I'm going to create these back in. Okay, so so you're not going to not continue the process, whether you stop your dental alignment and what's coming up or you don't. The process of our expansion is inevitable. So feel into what's aligned with this from your knowing and what's ready to fall away. And sometimes it's not super clear, but one will feel more fluid than the other. Like stopping a process that's already in place. Oh, I don't know. Let's just kind of see how it winds out. So even if you're not in total certainty, let yourself, sometimes let yourselves feel out the path you're on to get more clarity. And then if it's not a fit, more clarity will come in and you'll know. So I would just welcome in, like I said in the beginning, welcome in more light. So step one. Step two, fully receive what I'm experiencing right now without resistance, total allowing and forgiveness of what has created this or like the past. And then release of the past, release of the future, because that's attachment to how I want it to go. And then the third piece is just to breathe, relax, and allow yourself to live. You're not going to live perfectly, but you will live freely. So when we embody and accept the present, it might not look how we want it. It might not feel how we want it. And we're like, I'm accepting. Why does it still feel heavy? I'm accepting. Why is this person still bothering me? I'm accepting. Why is there no money in my bank account? That's not the process. It's to accept what is fully and completely. And then in this third piece where we allow ourselves to live fully, to express fully, to breathe fully, that's when like the wheel really gets turning around this process, around something being created. So welcoming in what is here for us. And sometimes it takes more than 10 seconds. So let yourself be in the next 10 seconds and continue to show up fully. Sally says, sorry, I'm late. Yeah, well, it's recorded, so that's cool. Lindsay, hello. Sally, anxiety is not good at the moment, and tips. So try this, this presencing to, because it's the same thing for me with all of the spinning and so much going on makes us fast. When we put our attention on the busy, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And, okay, let me just do these 10 more things and then I'll feel better. It's never true. When we're busy, it's 100% an indication that stillness needs our attention. Because people will say, but I have so much chaos and so much going on. There's so many things and that need my attention. So yeah, I'll do the stillness thing once I get all these things handled. If you remember that life is being projected through you, you're the projector and you're looking at the screen. If you want the screen to be more of a scene of serenity than a scene of chaos, you've got to get into a space of serenity. So chaos is a sign that stillness needs your attention. Never, ever, ever, ever does the chaos need your attention. But it will seem very convincing. But you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to do this. But you'll see, like, wait a minute, I'm in this never-ending state of almost to my peace, almost, and I can do it. I was in the airport the other day and I was listening to some meditation. I had like a long layover, and there's this guy on the phone and he's like plugged into his thing and sitting on the floor like I do so many times. And he's in this business meeting. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, and da-da-da. And what did that one say? Okay, like let's communicate to that one, that da-da-da-da-da, and make sure we're okay with that. And then over here, let's do da-da-da-da. You could feel the busy that he was like putting out fires. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And like even when he got out of the meeting, it wasn't like, oh, good, I'm in serenity. It was like, boom, on to the next thing, like living in this constant chaos. We may have a temporary relief, but we'll never actually have true peace. So let yourself give stillness your attention. Like I did today in yoga. It's like, well, there's so much going on and my head was skitzing out, but I had to find that place of totally presencing everything that was coming out, everything that was coming up without trying to escape it. Katie, sometimes I feel too tense to breathe deeply. What then? Speak more about that. It's not ever true. Okay. It's not ever true that you're too tense. Okay. You don't have to breathe a certain way. Whatever you're making breathe deeply mean, just dump it. I'm so tense. Okay. I'm going to breathe through my tension. Okay. I'm wicked tense. I'm noticing my tension. I'm going to breathe. So forget about breathe deeply. Just breathe consciously. Breathe into the tension, even if you're like, I'm just breathing in my chest. It's not going through to my belly. I'm too tense. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, perfect. Then I'll just do it this way. So just that 2% allowing is less tense. So don't try to do it right. Just be willing to do it consciously. Blood pressure is soaring. Anxiety is so high. Tanya, yeah, I get it. Rachel, thank you for that really powerful answer. It's like you know me, and that made such perfect sense. I'd never thought of receiving bad experiences. Yeah, holy word of God, right? We think we have to reject them. But you know what? You can never be alive if you're rejecting anything. You're rejecting the present moment or what got you to this present moment. You're going to be losing a ton of your energy to that alternative universe that would be happening if you didn't do that choice, or if that thing didn't happen, or if that person didn't do that terrible thing. Like that doesn't even exist. So you don't need to keep putting 90% of your energy into it. Be here now, receive this. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to ignite your light. Yeah, I am too. I have a friend who's going to help me with it. So she'll be moving through the breath work as I guide you. Tanya, yes, and it's recorded because I know a lot of people are overseas and the timing is not necessarily right on, so it's okay. Yes, I do feel all this and practicing believing in what my truth is over what really reality is telling me right now. Tanya, the projector analogy is the best I've heard for explaining this. Thank you. I always keep that in mind because, yeah, it's easy to forget, like you're not this human body. You're the consciousness that comes through this human body. So if there's more peace needed in your life, let yourself be peace. Doesn't mean you have to feel good. It just means you have to be willing to, like step one, welcome in the light. I welcome in light beyond me, beyond what I could imagine or create to come through. All right, so much love, everyone. We'll be here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain on MindBody TV in our MindBody community on Facebook Live, and we do have the podcast as well. So I'd love to hear how people like the podcast, because I know people have been asking for that for a long time, because just an easy audio download, and that's fun to listen to as well. I will see those of you who are ready to go live. We'll be at the Ignite experience tomorrow, and you can still register at drkimd.com/ignite. Lots of amazing, amazing things coming this year for all of us. So stay present, love yourself fully, receive, receive, receive whatever is up, good, the bad, the wanted, the unwanted. this is the only point where you can access greater truth. So much love to you. I'll see you soon. Bye.